Dave, first just with Julio, obviously he's got the start today, but what's kind of the plan for what's next to him? Do you suspect there could be another start this regular season? And how do you see just it shaping out with the rotation in the postseason for him and his role?
Well, he'll make tonight's start, and then he'll go on an extra day. His next one, I think his last start will be that second to last day of the season. And then, get him ready for the postseason. But he's throwing the baseball well. Feel good about where his innings are at. Have a, stable of guys that are ready to go in the pen. So we'll kind of read and react. But I feel just a normal start for Julio.
When you look at what this postseason, you don't know what the matchup's going to be just yet, but how it could potentially shape out. Could you see him being the Game 1 starter?
Yeah. I think so. I think that we're in a situation where I don't think we can go wrong with either he or Clayton. So we'll kind of see how the last couple starts go for these guys. But I think it's fair to say that both those guys will be starting Game 1 and Game 2.
Are you going to try to get the rotation lined up in a particular order over the last week here?
No. I think that where we're at with Clayton potentially pitching on the last day, Julio pitching the second to last day, I don't think that we're beholden to anything. We could kind of move it around if we see fit.
I know a little bit, but numbers kind of turned for him, especially second half of last year until now. Like, what sort of was the impetus for this kind of run for him?
I don't know. I still think that every player has some motivation, and I think Julio has done a Kershaw-esque job of focusing on the moment, controlling things he can control. But I think there's a little bit for me that he's been slighted by the industry. So I think that there's something in there, that competitor in you that wants to prove everyone wrong.
Do you think part of that chip on the shoulder comes from the way you guys used him last year? That he maybe felt slighted, that he had to wait for an opener?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that had any bearing on that. I think that I've had a lot of conversations with Julio, and he understands completely that everything decision we've made is for the benefit of him personally, short-term, long-term, and for the organization. I just think that the kind of acknowledgement that he hasn't got, whether it be an all-star game or Cy Young consideration, I think that, the good ones use that as fuel, in my opinion.
You've had, obviously, some injuries and other moving pieces with the pitching staff, but what are the things he's done to go from the guy who was 3 or 4 in the rotation last year with an opener to now being a 1 or 2 kind of guy that it looks like you're going to have to rely on?
I think for Julio, it's pitch efficiency. He's always been able to get left and right out, but when you get your pitch count up where you can't get through the 6th or see the 7th, where I think that now he's done a very good job of understanding how to navigate lineups first 1, 2, and 3 times through the lineup.
You mentioned sort of cleaning up the delivery, especially going straight to the stretch all the time. Like, how much does that sort of simplified everything for him?
It does. He's a very he's very athletic. His body moves really well. And I think that there were times where he was in his full windup. There was a lot of movement with the head, the body, and to try to sync that up to have a consistent throw. It's hard to repeat, even as athletic as he is. So when they decided to just kind of shorten that up and get him into the stretch, simplify, it just allowed for repeatability.
You mentioned the Kershaw ability to sort of clear stuff out. Obviously that's high name to compare him to. How have you sort of seen that progress? And is that something that he grew into? Is it something he always kind of had and has just improved? What have you sort of seen?
I think that comes with experience. I think with anything, early on, there's a lot of external noise and things that kind of bleed in. But I think right now he's just in this crazy zone, and it's been for quite some time.